Welcome, and
Welcome, everyone.
to the DNA Sportscast. I'm your host, Aiden, and he's...
The other host, Daniel.
Yeah, there we go. We're developing that intro,
Yeah, let's get right into it, I
Yeah.
reckon. Now, let's review
A lot of big games, big games.
last game week. There's some catch-up games, but there were some defining games, I feel, in some team seasons. Now,
Yep.
I don't know if we want to go into feature games first. We'll just make it down the list.
We'll just go down the list say the ones that stand out.
So first off, I believe we had United twice in this game week. Was it this game week or last game week?
I feel like it was last game week.
It was last game week. I don't know why I've got that there then.
Yeah.
So what was the first game?
I remember last episode we did it on the day that United played. Played that morning. Elite's Wonder Strike.
So instead, what was the first game?
City Tottenham.
City Tottenham. How did that turn out?
We're recording this 4 days later, but it seems like this happened like 2 years ago, I swear.
Yeah, it does.
It feels like ages ago. Who even scored? I don't even know who scored. What?
It definitely felt like ages ago, but Tottenham,
So
I feel
like
like that's right.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
At the end, I feel like Tottenham, are just continue on with their shitty form, and I feel like City just, I think
Turned
they
it around
bounced
a little
back.
bit,
They bounced back in that game.
Yeah.
So they had been a bit up and down too, but
Yeah.
obviously City being at the
That's
level
the
they are,
first.
it's a bit
That's
different.
the first game after their loss to you, so that's their bounce back.
So that they were definitely looking at finishing them off. Now I did go with a 3-0 Spurs win. I mean City win. Apologies.
Yep.
So
I had a 2-1 City win.
wow. Yeah, you thought it would
So
be a bit
what did
closer.
you put in?
I put 3-0.
3-0.
So it was 4-2 in
Yeah.
the end. About this, I don't know, man. Whatever, however you want to put it.
We both got our point there for the predictions anyway, but yeah, it was a bit of a
City just
game,
played.
typical.
Yeah, exactly. Just played really well, and Spurs just look a little disjointed. Their front line isn't linking up at all.
Well, they still managed to score 2 goals. I don't know. As a whole team, they just look average. To be honest,
think that's what they just look like an average team at the moment. Tottenham and Conte probably needs to make a few more signings. They'll probably end up losing their star man Kane, I reckon, in the next window. Depends on where.
Yeah.
Don't know where yet, but he has to go. You feel?
Yeah, I feel like he has to go. If he wants to win anything, he has to. But I also feel like he's got this little feeling where he's like, I want to stay because I want to be that guy that finally gets Tottenham a trophy.
Yeah, but
I want to be that guy.
There's nothing.
But it's not going to happen.
There's no foundation to sort of build on. There's no I want to do it for this team because of what we've done in the past. Like Tottenham has literally done nothing apart from a cup trophy.
Audi Cup.
Huge trophy.
Trophy.
We'll probably need to give it a couple of years until people really appreciate that one.
Listen,
yeah. When I say a couple, I mean a couple of centuries. When people don't know what Audi is now. I feel like City, after that game in particular, they're sort of just saying, we're still out, don't worry, we lost to United, but, definitely our result against Arsenal helped them too, so, we'll talk about that after, but apart from that, was there any real major events that happened, in that game in particular? Like, was there any cards or anyone that sort of stood out at all? I mean, it just looks like one of those games.
From memory, it's just it just seems like a typical game. When you're previewing it, you think it's gonna go sort of like that. You think,
it went the way you thought it would.
Tottenham will have a couple of chances, but City will have way more, and then they just ended up putting them all away and ended up 4-2.
Like they come on with a lot of defensive substitutes. Tottenham too. So
it's like
very like Sessegnon, Bissouma, Longley. Like Longley's seen his peak 100%. Richarlison, once Kane goes, I don't know how on earth he's gonna be able to sort of hold that mantle. But look, at the end of the day, I just think Tottenham definitely needs more attackers. Look, Sessegnon can double as a wing, as a winger.
They've picked up Danjuma.
Yeah,
from is it Valencia?
He was on his way elsewhere.
He was on his way to Everton, and he saw He rocked up there. He saw the shambolic scenes there. Lampard getting sacked, losing to West Ham,
People
and
getting
he's
thrown out
like,
the doors.
got a call
People
from
on
Tottenham.
fire.
How do you fancy a trip down to London? Say fucking less, lad.
So, I think at the end of the day, at
Decent
least
signing.
Tottenham still have that buying power,
Yeah.
I guess. Like,
yeah,
against Everton, look head to head against Everton right now, you're probably not gonna have too much difficulty in offering a player a better contract, so you can guarantee them a lot more
yeah,
in terms of Europe and whatnot. That's Tottenham definitely
yeah.
can have
Definitely.
that claim to an extent, but it's like a project that's been going on for so long now. It's like, when are we going to see results? But anyway,
Yeah. And now that we've talked about it for a bit, I do actually remember Tottenham scored their 2 goals first, and they were 2-0 up. And then City came back and scored all 4 goals in the second half.
it's
It's
in
just
terms
like-
of how the game went. I know it was a bit different, like to what we would come to expect out of Tottenham, but I feel like we still says it's still a normal City game to me. Look, yeah, they go down in the first half. It wasn't as good, but
that's
I
what
just
happened.
feel like they just chose to just, when they put the foot down, they just could, like,
Yeah, exactly. Typical City. They start to struggle. Pep Guardiola gives them an earful at half time, and then they come straight back out and just go to town on them.
I don't know. Yeah, it gives them an earful, but also just reminds them, I think, too.
Yeah.
Just give them a little gentle reminder about who you are. You've just lost to your neighbours. It's half time now. We're down 2-0 in London. This season could get worse if you guys don't pick it up right now. And those boys did it. So, well,
Alvarez,
credits to
Haaland,
them.
and Mahrez.
So, yeah, good. Alvarez still scoring goals, even though that greeter of a goal scorer, Haaland, is up there still. I think he's going to do really, really well this week too. But
Yeah.
we'll go into that later. Let's go into the next game.
Well,
Now-
we spoke about a Tottenham side that looked mediocre, average. 2 teams that look even lower than that.
Dude, so mid. So mid.
Liverpool and Chelsea.
Dude, what the most middiest of mids of mid games I've ever seen in my life, bro.
When I tell you,
Oh,
I've never watched a more painful game in my life. Honestly, I was sitting there. I ended up just on my phone because it was hard to watch. I was just, every time, Liverpool just looked completely out of it. Like, they couldn't even get the ball forward. And when they did, Gakpo thought the goal was like 10 meters above where it actually was. Bloody Nunes ended up getting subbed on. He was doing the same thing. And then when Chelsea go forward, they actually sort of, at the start, they looked better. They looked like the better team at the start.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Right? But only marginally. Because we'd get it forward. We'd have the possession, we'd get it forward. And then once it got into the box, we'd just take one too many passes, one too many touches. You know,
I
it's
think-
just disjoint. It just, the whole attack just
Yeah.
wasn't working together.
Like, we'll
You
talk
know?
it. We're watching after the game
Yeah.
in terms of Mudryk and
Yeah,
his
when he
impact
came
on the field.
He looked
And
good.
but in saying that, what you're saying sort of highlighted that in his game too, which he can improve on. And like, he's young, his impression was still so 100%. He was probably just nervous, but there were times in which he could have scored. There was like 2 opportunities. He could have scored a goal at least or set something up, but yeah, just nerves. And
Yeah.
he's he just looks like a really good player.
He looks like he could be molded into a very good player, Hazard-esque,
Yeah.
if I may.
He's got
He,
that bum action. He's got the
Yeah.
low center of gravity.
If Yaya Toure
Similar
was playing
height.
today,
A bit taller than Hazard. And then
yeah,
Evan, for
if
sure.
Yaya Toure was playing today, or as Declan Rice will soon tell you, his bum is just there.
It is. It's
His
just
bum
there.
is there. I can't do anything.
It is. It is with him. And, yeah, those sorts of plays you
but
find it
yeah.
hard getting between them and the ball, and that's why, because they're big
Yeah.
wunder.
Well, anyway, the way that game went, it was a rough watch, honestly. And I said in the predictions last week, I said 0-0. It's gonna be boring. I've got no faith in either of his teams, and it's exactly how it went.
I honestly thought that you guys would do. It would be like a 2-1. You know, I just thought at least Liverpool could at least get some sort of shitty goal, but scrape
Well,
one through. But
I thought they might have scraped one through when they started the second half, because when they came out after half time in the second half, they actually came out better. They came out firing. They looked dangerous.
Yeah.
Right? They weren't getting a finished product right at the end. But the way they set up, sort of Milner was coming more forward. He was kind of coming inverted and just playing way higher up, linking play up a bit more. Because, well, what I found fascinating was they dropped Trent for him, and they dropped Henderson and Fabinho for who was in midfield? Thiago. I'm gonna butcher this pronunciation, but Bajletic, some 18-year-old, and I couldn't even tell you the other Naby Keita. So that's their midfield three. They dropped Henderson and Fabinho, and I think it's the right move by Klopp because these are three players that have been underperforming.
A lot, yeah.
But
for sure.
anyways,
a bit more energy. Like the players coming in, a bit more energy. But Keita's pretty.
But anyways, so Milner kind of moved up into sort of midfield, up high, and he was sort of linking things up better. And then they were pressing, and then Graham Potter told Mudryk to warm up, and then the whole dynamic shifted again because you've got Mudryk playing high on the left wing, so you can't have your right back Milner playing so high. Milner has to sit back, so then that changed the whole dynamic again, and then it went back to more of an even stalemate.
I think it was just more about Liverpool and trying to figure out how to keep you guys out. I think in the first half anyway, second half when Mudryk came, it was more about Mudryk.
It was a very different dynamic, and it kind of Liverpool had to change the whole setup to deal with him and his speed.
Yeah.
And it showed when Milner had to take the yellow card and the foul, and then Trent got subbed on, and they sort of shifted their formation to sort of force us to go down the other wing. But it was sort of the presence that we haven't seen at Chelsea since Eden Hazard. The sort of presence where the whole team is setting up to stop him.
Yeah.
You know, that hasn't happened in a long time.
I think every team needs to play at least one player like that because it just sets up pockets of space, especially someone in a winger position too, where you can basically have three of your own players around you, striker, midfielder that drops in a little bit behind you to your right, in terms of Mudryk's side, and then the fullback. So you can allow to basically just be a buffer in between them and the ball. Especially in Mudryk's position, I think he's going to be great because he's selfish. You see it
a little bit,
100% see it, and you've seen it in what we've seen anyway in regards to how he played it. It was a Shakhtar.
Yeah.
So
that's how it looked at Shakhtar. I think in his little cameo for Chelsea in the 30 minutes he's played so far, he did put a few good passes together. But I think it's definitely something he needs to work on. I think his passing and his finishing is probably his parts of his games that he should work on.
Inherently,
to become a more complete player because his speed, his dribbling, he's got 2 feet. You know, it's makes him unpredictable. Now he's just got to fine tune the last bit.
Yeah, I feel inherently that's how wingers are going to be anyway. They once it gets to that level, like it's their ability to pass and finish is pretty good from where they come from. But as soon as they get into the Premier League, you've got to finish like a top class striker would in a championship side, let's say, for example. You know, as a winger, that's what's expected these days, especially in the setup of Potter as well. So it wasn't like, you saw Brighton with Welbeck. Welbeck wasn't the only goal scorer. They're attacking mids, they're wingers. Yeah. Everyone was getting in on it. I feel like Mudryk is such a good fit. He just needs time, and I think, I'm not just basing this off that game. I just see the player he is and the character he is, and he seems a bit weird with his TikTok business. But
his Instagram's posts. Only his story and all that funny. But that's his banter as well. He's got banter.
How old is Mudryk?
I want to say 21.
20. Yeah, that makes sense. He's
young
generation.
Yeah, he looks like just exactly what we've been missing. I think we've been saying for a long time we need a striker, which is still true, but we also need a threat coming in off the wing because Sterling would get the ball and just lose it. Mount would get the ball. And Mount's probably been the best of the lot, to be honest. You had Pulisic at times during the COVID season. He actually...
Times, yeah.
Right. During that COVID season, him and Giroud single-handedly got us top 4. And then he did his hamstring in the FA Cup final, lost to Arsenal. Which is painful. And then he just never came back the same. But yeah, Mount's probably the best of the lot, but he's still not... Especially this season's very rough. Havertz will have one good game every 5 games. It's...
Yeah,
Ziyech is just in and out.
I think you just need to get rid of those players, if I'm honest, man.
Most of them. Ziyech apparently is going to leave. Apparently,
Newcastle's in for him.
I don't see that happening. I see
don't
Italy.
see it
I see
either.
Italy for him.
Like
I said last time, or Atletico Madrid if we want to make Felix permanent.
That'd be hot, man. So, yeah, let's see what happens there. You could
something like that.
I don't know.
Cash in on the World Cup form while it's there.
Well, it's not even, I think it's
The World Cup added an extra 10 mil.
Ziyech can hold his own. I think he's a good player. It just doesn't suit the Premier League. I think a lot of players are fall victim to that.
Yeah.
We can't do much about it. So, yeah, man, that's it.
Anyways, we should move on.
Let's move on. Cherries Forest. Am I getting that right? Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest.
Yep. Standard game. I don't
So
even know
yeah,
what I put.
1-1. That finished up.
I thought Forest was gonna win.
Yeah, did you say 2 as well?
I said 2-1.
I said 2-0. Yeah, it seemed more favoured towards Forest. But after what we've seen recently of Forest, their last 2 games haven't been too good. They've drawn to Bournemouth. They got beaten pretty comprehensively against us, United. So, and Jesse Lingard didn't have pleasant words to say about it. But there's some sort of recording of Lingard covering his mouth saying his team's shit to Rashford on the way off the pitch. So, Forest just in a bit of a slump at the moment. I don't know, man. I swear, before these couple of games, they had a really good run, and now I don't know. Now they're back to being. There's just these teams that are in Forest positions, like your Villas and your Brightons, your Palaces. They'll go through really good periods where you think, not who can beat them, but like you think every team, apart from the top 6, they can beat. But now, Forest don't really look like that. They haven't really looked like that this season. I understand that, but they definitely have looked a lot better.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I just thought Forest and Cherries, yeah.
It was just I saw it pretty much going how it went, but I thought Forest. I think I got a bit too much faith in Forest, to be honest.
Yeah.
I thought I've seen a good performances here and there. They beat Liverpool, but now looking back at it, that's not a huge accomplishment, to be honest.
No, well, yeah, no, it's not. I think it takes a lot. It takes a lot away from the players. There was a lot of shots in this game too. So.
I see people. Sorry to go back to Chelsea and Liverpool, but I see people saying that Liverpool are going to turn it around before Chelsea does. I don't see it. You reckon?
I see it. Yeah.
Really?
I see it because they've got all the tools. They need to update some, but they've still got Klopp, man.
But they're not making those the signings they need to make. They're not making them. They're giving bloody Arthur.
Don't sleep on them, bro. Just because. They'll be all right. They'll figure themselves out. I think the issues have. Yours, it's like a systematic thing. Like I think the way your club's run was what has brought you to this point, and obviously change of ownership, like I said, hasn't worked, hasn't helped. But everything else in terms of structure, it hasn't helped you guys.
It's a long term plan.
Yeah,
is what it is.
Liverpool had a long-term plan too, so
yeah,
a very long-term plan.
It's come good. It was good for a very long time, but
well, for a few years.
Yeah.
I'm not trying
well,
to
if I was to say which if one of those 2 teams are gonna somehow fight their way back to a Champions League or Europa League spot, who's more likely to?
Liverpool. I just say Liverpool. I say Liverpool. I just do.
Mate,
I think like you still need a solid striker. You still need another. You probably need another winger. Felix may not be around. At the end of the season,
another winger.
You need another midfield. You need a holding midfielder. You need 2 more centre backs. You need another. You need 2 more centre backs. You need 2 more centre backs. Those young guys, no worries. I'm talking about now. You're talking about.
I'm talking about.
You're saying who is going to come back quicker
this season? Yeah.
Who's going to come back quicker? And it's Liverpool, based on the team they have. You guys don't have the team.
I'm gonna
no chance.
Let you guys listen to him, and I'm not gonna say anything because I have bias. I have heavy bias here.
Look at me, man. Like, of course, I don't want Liverpool. It's not that I don't want Liverpool doing anything, but it's like, obviously I'd rather Chelsea over Liverpool. So, anyway,
I did see we are in for Leon's right back, because we want to back up right back. And then we've already bought a
That's what I
centre back.
mean, you need another fullback,
We've already bought another centre back this window, Badiashile.
Yeah.
Him and Thiago Silva actually look decent together.
Silva's about to
Silva's
go
best.
on a pension. What are you talking about?
Silva's the best defender in this
I
damn league. I don't want to hear it.
You're talking about
Right now.
That's next season.
No. I'm talking about this season. That's the question.
None of you. Neither of you gonna chase.
No. But that's what I'm saying. Who's more likely to challenge for Europe this season?
Neither.
It's fair.
When I was talking about,
the
the next team to reach Europe. It will be Liverpool over you guys for sure.
Okay.
I just feel like they've still got to.
Unless
Salah decides to leave next season, then it'll be next season. They'll get back right in there.
They need to just sort out their midfield and their attack, and then their defense.
Their attack is fine. Nunez just needs a bit of time.
Yeah, but
I know it's funny to watch, but just wait.
The link between the midfield and the attack isn't there.
No, it's non-existent. Absolutely, because they've got no confidence going forward because Fabinho's injured half of the time. And then who else is going to control? Who else is going to hold that? No one.
Fabinho's like 28 years old. He plays like a 45-year-old.
He looks like a 50-year-old. He looks so weathered as well. He came to Monaco from Monaco. He was like 24. He was still really young. But I think that's always how he's been as a player. I think he's been very much like a Busquets like character where his distribution's unreal, defensively is unreal. He almost plays as a secondary centre back. And can advance up the pitch when he wants. But I think it's just taken a lot out of him. I think his body looks weathered. And like I said, they need another holding midfielder 100%. Hendo's just not doing... Hendo used to jump in there when their main holding midfielder would need a little bit of a rest or was injured, let's say, for example.
Henderson did do the underappreciated stuff, like the box-to-box, the running, the work... Like he wouldn't exactly do.
He was there. He was just there. He wouldn't
do the flashy stuff, but he'd do the stuff that needed to be done.
No, yeah, absolutely.
You know, similar to Wijnaldum,
especially with defenders that don't want to, like Trent, that doesn't want to make up for them trying to advance the team, and cover up their position. So Milner, I believe, was popped in that team against Chelsea because Trent was never ever gonna help. That midfield out ever, and that's exactly what was needed because, like you're talking about, if they wanted to focus their team on more of the inside channels on the other side of Mudryk, they all have to be working together. They all have to be working together. Otherwise, no team plan's going to work, and there will be gaps for Mudryk to then exploit and Chelsea will find ways to play it to their strengths, you know what I mean? And this is where Trent needs to realize that this is where teamwork is so important because as you work as a team, you work on defeating the other team's strengths. You know, it's not just about you guys playing well. And I think Trent just a bit self-absorbed the way he plays, and he's not much for the team. He was when he was younger, but he's changed a little bit now. In that regard, so
look, I think he's still a quality player, but he needs everyone else to be playing well for him to play well, if that makes sense. He's not gonna stand out in a struggling team. If that makes sense. If they're struggling and then you put him on a free kick, then he could, make the difference.
But Aiden, what about those games where you remember you just rack up 2-3 assists? You know what I mean?
But then I think
his
the whole
deliveries would be the difference.
But that's when the teams, defend. That's when Van Dijk's got him covered behind him. When
they
he
were
was playing well.
goals though, weren't they?
Yeah. Oh.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. I think Trent definitely wouldn't be able to advance as much if it wasn't for the quality of his defense and his midfield.
Yeah. It doesn't help that Van Dijk's injured right now as well. To be fair.
No.
I gotta stop slandering Liverpool.
But look, those times in which Trent found it really easy, I think he did definitely put in a lot more defensive work. I don't think he's getting exposed for what he is now. I think he's just dropped off a lot, and I think he's not a kid anymore, and he's realized, he can just sort of afford to tone it down a bit. I don't know. I think Rashford sort of went through the same stage where they worked to the bone as teenagers. Marcus Rashford and Trent Alexander-Arnold, and they both went through this stage where they're like, you know what? It's no way it's a conscious decision for them, but I think mentally they check out and they're like, I need to make some time for myself here. I don't care how I look on the pitch doing it, even though they are the primary focus is them on their team. It just is. Trent at one point was for Liverpool, and Rashford is now. So I just feel like these boys, similar ages too.
Yeah.
That Rashford's back with a bang, and Trent will be. It's just like I said. I think he just needs to pull his head out a bit.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right, we're talking about this for.
No, I like talking about.
Yeah.
It's just such a confusing time. You know what I mean? It's just a confusing time.
Look, I'll stop slandering Liverpool because we both suck at the moment. To be fair.
Yeah,
yeah,
you do.
But yeah, we have even in that game you could see that we both had our moments of domination, if that makes sense. But yeah, let's move on. Leicester versus Brighton, 2-2. I thought Brighton was going to win. Honestly, Brighton are unreal.
Yeah, they
yeah. Matoma, I'm telling you, if he was English, bro, would have an 80 mil price tag on his head already. Honestly.
Yeah, he's pretty good, isn't he?
He's unreal. He's gone to the University of Dribbling.
Yeah, no, sorry. Now that you say it, I heard someone, I think it was a Brighton player, talking about doing a thesis on dribbling or something or other to do. It was a component of someone's game, and someone's actually studying how to dribble around the players the best and like researching into how players react to.
It might be him.
Movements and.
It might be him.
I don't know. No, I don't think it. I didn't picture him. I feel like it was a midfielder.
Was it Trossard at Arsenal?
Maybe it was a Fuck, anyway.
McAllister.
So, alright, so I can't believe that went at 2-2 though. Good. Look, Leicester's a good team. This is what they're capable of.
They're capable
on a
of
normal
it. They
day.
Don't do it. They
On a
just don't
normal
do it. They need
day.
to do it more often.
Nah, they need Ndidi in there. That's every time they struggle. Man, Ndidi actually hasn't played that great this season either. I think he may have been on the bench. Where is he, man?
Is he not England?
He was. So every time he goes out, they struggle. So
big miss, but they've struggled all season, to be honest. Yeah. Next up, we've got Villa. Southampton's so bad.
No,
Ward Prowse is getting a move. I don't know where, but it's going to be weird seeing him at the top. It's going to be something with a similar colour. Like West Ham.
Red and white.
No, similar-ish colours. Nottingham Forest if they stay up. No, Brentford. I don't know.
Manchester United.
What, you take him at Brentford?
As a sub, why not? Yeah, I'll take him as a sub.
Sub him on for the
Chuck him on for
pieces.
the FKs. No stress,
Let
bro.
him break Beckham's record.
This
as a Red Devil.
No, look. No. I don't want. No one wants that.
Well,
Maybe
he's gonna break it.
Nah, Southampton will get.
He'll get a move because he's actually underrated. Like even in open play, he's still.
Yeah, Southampton getting relegated. The manager they have now in the last 5.
Rough.
They beat
It's a long day.
They got their first points under. Fuck, what's his name again?
Hassan Hootel?
No,
the new manager.
got
The new
sacked.
manager. Who is the new manager? That's a great question.
Was it against City? Nathan Jones, his name is. Now, look in the game
That's
before.
the most English name
I think
ever.
it'll be
I
Nathan
remember.
Jones
He's a
too.
Melbourne player.
It is Nathan Jones. What?
He's a Melbourne player.
Yes.
Ex-Melbourne
Ex-Melbourne
captain.
Demons footy player, yes.
Yes.
Anyway, they've done okay. They've gotten a few points under this manager, though. I think
It's
that
not
was
gonna
just
be
like
enough.
that first couple of games buzz, you know.
Yeah.
So I thought that it would be a bit different. Where is it? Which far out?
You got it spot on.
Yeah, I got it bang on.
You got it bang
Villa.
on.
Yeah, I did Villa 1-0. Yeah, I don't know. I just had a feeling Villa wouldn't score as many. They've been scoring like 3 goals per. In their games, there have been 3 goals involved, or under. So it's just been my guess from 0 to 3 goals, how many goals I see in those games. And Villa, and that's the case with Villa. I'm telling you now, it's the case with Villa. There's 3 goals in the game, 0 to 3. It's pick in between, and you'll get it right 1 out of 3 times, I reckon. That's what's been going on with me. So Yeah, and I believe who finished up that game, who scored the winner of that game as well.
Was it Bailey?
No, I decided I thought Bailey would score the winner, but it was Ollie Watkins instead. Ollie Watkins has been up and down this season too.
He's primed. He's primed for if he gets like a good run of form for like one full season.
He's not.
If he gets one full season of decent form consistently, he gets a big move.
He'd be unreal, but I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know. I don't really buy into his talent. I think now that Emery's around, we'll see. I think he's getting more minutes.
Good evening. Good evening.
He's not playing as well recently, but let's see. So, let's. Do you want to go on to the next game?
Yep. Next game we've got West Ham Everton. Jared Bowen scores his first 2 goals this season.
And guess who predicted 2-0 to the Hammers over Everton? This guy again.
And guess who had too much faith in their club legend Frank Lampard?
I told you, man.
Me. I put 1-0 Everton.
And ultimately, that was it.
He got the Saccaroni.
Ultimately, that was it. Frankie Lampard, I believe your time is up in the Premier League. I don't think you come back. I think
he's got to get a gig somewhere
Mason
else.
Mason Mount created your career. He did. He fucking did. As soon as he recalled him from Derby, that's when everyone's like, Mason Mount, you're going to start him? What are you doing? And then he starts and looks like a wizard. And you're like, oh, this Frank Lampard just... The Blues are flying at the moment. Killing it.
He got
Mount's killing it.
He got 4th.
Nearly got Derby through to the championship as well.
He brought Mason Mount, Reece James, Billy Gilmore, Tammy Abraham, Fikayo Tomori. He brought them all through from the academy. When we had a transfer ban, when we lost Hazard, got 4th.
I'm telling you now,
that's his highlight.
Frank Lampard is just the one season wonder, and I don't think he is a good manager. Look, at the end of the day, you see Everton had their woes too. I've never really spoken highly about Frank Lampard as a manager, if I'm honest. Apart from his connection with his younger boys, I just thought he had something there. But I don't know, maybe Everton just didn't have a youth structure that they needed.
The whole
it was a mess.
Club,
it's a mess.
It's all a mess.
They're buying all of their young prodigies. You know what I mean?
It wasn't really a club where he was primed to succeed. They brought him there they wanted him to be the savior. You know what I mean?
It's like I don't think he had the boots he didn't have the feet to fill those boots.
He only got the Chelsea job in the first place because he's the club legend and because no one else wanted the job because of the transfer ban, because of all of the youth players we had to play.
That was really tough to start.
No one wanted the job. And Frank Lampard was like, I'll do the job for you. So he wasn't actually ready for the job when he took it.
But he took it and it seemed like he was ready, especially under all these restrictions. And now I remember, you're like, how's he done this with his team? Like, is it going to be tough for them, to work with what they have now? You had Hazard leaving as well at that time. Giroud, like, on the way out. That whole Champions League side that ultimately won it later on that season. Was it later on that same season? Or was it the second season?
So, Lampard's second season, when they brought in the Thiago Silva, Ziyech, Werner, Havertz.
So that was supposed to be the time in which Lampard's like, all right, now I've got what I need.
Yep.
And it just...
Didn't do it.
I think he was hardly done. He was hardly done by Chelsea.
But that's Chelsea's DNA in terms of the Abramovich era. And
ruthless.
Fucking and ruthless. It worked. Tuchel came in, won the Champions League like that. So
all I'm like, Lampard, I remember he said that was my team winning, and it's like it wasn't at the end of the day. But
no, he signed all those players.
I get that
influence. I remember Ben Chilwell saying, "What convinced me to sign was the personal call I got from Lampard." The pulling power, the words. But like you have to give some credit to Lampard, but Tuchel set that team up perfectly.
I feel like at the exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. That's exactly what I'm trying. I think Tuchel just fine tuned it and just made it an unbeatable team. And you guys looked really good against City at that point in time, and a City team that shouldn't have lost that game. If I'm honest, I remember going to that game and like, nah, City, 100%. Chelsea look really good, but you're like, just probably not because of the new manager. But you guys ended up getting it done without Frankie after leaving that season. So look, Frank Lampard. I think there've been rumors of him coming to Melbourne City. I've seen because of his connection with that group. He did play for Manchester City on loan for a bit. If you guys don't remember, actually scored against you guys.
He was there, wasn't he?
It was on loan from New York City or something.
New York, that's it.
Yeah, it was at New York City. Then it was on loan at City, even though they're the same owners, same shit.
Yeah,
anyway, and so
and then he scored against Chelsea.
Scored against you guys.
Pain.
Yeah, but you could see it pained him.
Yeah.
It pained him.
Oh yeah,
you saw it. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, I think he's given a lot to the Premier League, but I think he's just out of his depths when it comes to managing. He probably has got a lot of field experience, that's for certain, but I think maybe he can go back to working under somebody and just fine-tuning himself.
He missed out on the whole managing, the championship sides, go Scotland even, to managing these like lower league teams and fine-tuning how he wants to play and stuff. He got thrown into deep end early.
Yes.
So he needs to go back to that, which is what Everton, it was like in between, but Everton was a struggling team to begin with, so that just wasn't a great fit.
Yeah.
Anyway, Everton just sucks, to be honest. They might go down as well. Anthony Gordon wants to get the hell out of Dodge.
I don't really rate him, if I'm honest.
They should have taken the 60 mil from us when we offered it to them. They said no.
Do you know what this kid has this feeling around him that I think he's gonna just be hyped for one transfer, two windows, and then afterwards he's not gonna really be worth much. He's gonna be a $30-40 million Theo Walcott type of player, just like peaks for a couple of years, comes back down to earth, and then that's it. Theo Walcott was deemed to be the next, cult hero at Arsenal. Shifting him in the middle and making a small midget score from anywhere on that. He was. When I say midget, I'm really taking the piss. But Theo Walcott was an amazing player at his time. I'm just talking about in terms of the caliber. I just don't think Gordon's going to get to where his price tag suggests.
Nah. He's literally Matoma's better. Anthony Gordon's.
He looks more threatening.
Anthony Gordon is a B-Tech Matoma. He's just English, so he has a 60 mil price tag.
Put Anthony Gordinho on the end, and it'll be like a $20 million player. Seriously, man. Like, you put a Brazilian or Spanish last name on the end of there, Swedish last name, down 50% market value.
Honestly,
it's such a joke, bro. So... I'm over these look, Declan Rice is not worth 100 mil. He's worth probably 80, I'd say, though.
I'd pay 100 mil for him.
He's probably the most expensive English player I can think of right now, though.
Yeah.
Apart from Bellingham.
Bellingham will be like 150.
Declan Rice probably is the most influential midfielder in the Premier League in regards to his position, apart from, with the exception of the top six.
Right, how much would Rashford cost?
Rashford at the moment, it depends, but in form right now, I don't know. If PSG are knocking 90 at least. If it's PSG, 90 at least.
Could see that.
That's just the market. I don't believe he's worth that much. I think players on the top of the top should be 100 mil, and that's it. That's it, and then that's it. That you got your players like Neymar,
222 million.
But like it's Neymar, and I think we really do lack the understanding of Neymar's influence on the game. Honestly, for me, where I sit in terms of as a supporter my age, I don't feel Neymar is as good as what everyone thinks he is. I think that he's an awesome player, but I'd much rather a Rodrigo or a Vinicius starting than Neymar, if I'm honest. In terms of on the wings, yeah, 100%, 100%. Every day of the week. They're just team players. Rodrigo maybe not so much. I mean, a bit ridiculous there. Rodrigo has been proven to score every time at the end of the end of a game. I know we're sort of going off topic here, but it's just something I sort of wanted to bring up. I just feel like Neymar is a little overrated.
Oh, see,
this is what I don't get.
No. I'm
just saying, I just don't get it.
I think he's underrated.
Fuck me.
If anything, I think he's. Listen. If Ronaldo and Messi didn't exist, Neymar would have 2 Ballon d'Ors maybe.
Yeah, but if, like I've said before, if my grandma had wheels, she would have been a bike.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if like,
But, like,
the fact is, Ronaldo and Messi lives. On our earth.
Yeah. But like, remember, but in saying that, Neymar has gotten into the top 3 multiple times of the Ballon d'Or. Right?
Multiple. Yeah.
Multiple.
Yes.
Right? He is no joke, honestly. I think at PSG he's gotten a bit maybe complacent.
He's got the same impact as a Bale, man. I'm telling you, same shit.
Bale's
Him
amazing.
and Bale, yeah, but I get that, but they're a different level to the best.
I think
They're the absolute best. They're just a different level, and I think a lot of people don't understand where I'm coming from in saying that.
Look,
He's more towards a Bale level than a Ronaldo Messi level.
Look, if people are talking about him like he's as good as Ronaldo and Messi, no, that's overrated. But maybe you're listening to different people than me because
I'm watching
I
as well.
I'm watching. I'm not watching League on every
I'm not saying League on either.
Yeah, like especially Barcelona Neymar, elite stuff. And
Yeah,
I hear he gets a lot. He gets a lot of hate. He gets so much hate. I feel
from those times.
I feel like Neymar.
Just in general.
More these days than the Barcelona times. Barcelona Neymar is a different breed. PSG Neymar is still amazing, but I feel he gets a lot of hate. See, I think he's overhated.
No.
Like people think give him too much shit.
This all started from when he was younger. He was a kid, fresh, like he was like 16, 17 playing for Santos. And then from there, you know, he had to grow this alter ego as a kid, as a child, you know, and I think he's just run with that. And you see in how he speaks. I watched his doco, and he's just one of the boys. Neymar literally seems like one of the boys, but he has no boundaries in terms of what he says. He's got no fucking boundaries.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's in the Brazilian culture to swear a lot when you speak, but puta and fuck, like a lot of fucks, like he says, and anyway, I just feel like Ronaldo and Messi hold themselves a lot better on the field too.
Oh yeah.
I think
above.
he's a 9 out of 10. They're 10 out of 10s. You know what I mean? So
Ronaldo and Messi are 12 out of 10s, bro.
Let's just
listen. Yeah. All right. Here's the theory I've got right now.
Yeah.
Neymar at Barcelona, he had the expectation of hitting Ronaldo and Messi levels. Right,
yes.
That's what everyone said. Oh, he's the next one up. He's the next one up. That's when he was coming third in the Ballon d'Or. You know, he's the next one up. And then he moves to PSG. Got a bit complacent. I don't know what it is about PSG and players just looking like complacent.
Yes.
Honestly, and
apart from Mbappe, I feel.
Yeah, but even he needs to get the hell out of Dodge. Like, bro, come to a real league and show me what you've got.
He basically owns the club.
Yeah, but yeah, he got a bit complacent, so he didn't. It's easy to say from the outside, so this might not be true, but easy to say he's not trying as hard since he's been there. That's just the vibe I get from PSG in general. And then from there, his career sort of stagnated, and he never really hit the heights of like what people expected of him earlier.
It stagnated because of the money involved. Because I'm telling you, bro, that guy, you're right. I feel once he earned that move, like I said, no one was above him at that point. And I think that came, I think you step back, look back on it, he's had really good seasons, but he could have been better. We all know it.
Yeah, that's
we all just
exactly.
know it. His commitment's definitely been questioned.
The overrated comes from him having the expectation of being Ronaldo and Messi level and him not hitting it. Right? So that's when you're like, oh, people think he's that good, but he's not, right? But he's still playing very good, so people give him too much hate. It's kind of it's very
like
techie.
He's
it's very
good
techie
enough to not cop enough shit. I know what you mean.
But his expectations are higher, so he gets shit too, like a lot of shit, but he probably gets more than is deserved.
You know, all right. So
because he never carries Brazil very far.
Let's look at this. He's played for Barcelona. Santos, Barcelona, PSG.
Yeah.
1 Champions League.
Yeah, that's right.
Anything else? 2 FIFA World Cups. Some content. I don't even like that in itself. just says the story. I
Yeah.
think you're worth X amount of money. You've scored this many goals, but you've won nothing.
That's great.
Neymar's
You know what?
won nothing.
The Neymar, Suarez,
League One,
Messi,
no worries.
MS
Who cares?
MSN, correct me if I'm wrong, won one Champions League. Real-
One Champions League.
But
How many
that's-
La Ligas?
Oh, I think they would have got a lot of La Ligas because it was sort of a flip. Real Madrid got all the Champions Leagues and got one or two La Ligas during that period, and Barcelona got all the other La Ligas and like one Champions League.
All right, so I can tell you now, he's won 2 Spanish leagues, 2, 1 UEFA
Less than a
Cup,
lot.
3 Spanish Cups, and then like he's won like what do you expect in France? So
Atletico did win a few during that era, the league titles.
he did, they did. You're right with Godin
Griezmann.
and Diego Costa.
Yes. Yeah.
He was awesome then.
Yeah, he
I
was.
remember watching that Barca Atletico game to decide the title, and Costa came off injured and he was crying on the bench like, I can't believe I can't do this. And I forgot who sealed it, but that was such a good fucking game. I don't know how we got to La Liga, if I'm honest with you.
Oh, this tangent is unreal,
I've
bro.
no idea.
No.
It's the biggest
Hold
tangent we've
on,
ever been
hold the fuck up. We started this from Everton?
Yeah, I had to look
We
back
started
on it. I
from
know.
Everton.
I don't know. Frank Lampard.
Hey,
I don't know.
brother. What happened?
I don't know. Let's continue.
No, wait. How did we get to Neymar?
I don't know. Neymar got involved somehow. Neymar.
That's a
Brazilian
tangent, bro.
greatest. Anyway, let's continue. Let's
Oh, it's
continue.
price tags. We went Everton, Anthony Gordon. If he was Brazilian, he'd be cost more.
Anthony
It just
got
went,
Dingo,
bro.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, so let's move on.
Back to the Premier
that
League.
was a good recollection.
Yeah.
So we've got the next game, Palace and Newcastle. I
Boring.
predicted 3-0, but it was a 0-all.
Yep.
Boring.
Boring.
Let's just skip it.
Bro, next one. Leeds, Brentford.
Boring. Legit, just boring
Leeds,
shit.
Brentford. 0-0 again.
Boring.
Boring.
Skip.
Next.
Now, actually, let's just comment
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
Newcastle should have scored against Palace. Don't know what happened there. Like we said, Gomez is out injured.
Yeah.
Palace have been topsy-turvy. And then you got Leeds, Brentford.
Kamara's
finished
played. Kamara's played.
Kamara's did play.
Yes, he did.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn,
He came back.
quick.
He came back quick.
Very quick. He looked a lot worse. And then Leeds, Brentford. Yeah, Brentford should have scored, but didn't. Okay, now
You know-
City Wolves.
Haaland.
Now
It's,
I thought this was going to be 7-0 because that's how bad Wolves looked at the start.
I thought they looked
No.
half like
Stop it. No,
they
looked
sorta-
bad.
they sort of kept the toe in there in the first half. I thought as the
Nailed.
first half went on, they sort of found their footing a little bit, managed to stay in the game a tiny bit, and then the second half came around.
I just feel
Wolves made 2 or 3 subs at halftime, which I didn't really understand, and then they just got smacked up.
Lopetegui.
That was it was an odd move.
He's an interesting bloke. He looks very nervous when he's down
Yeah.
too.
Haaland,
Nah,
tap in genius.
Wolves looked
Honestly,
fucking shit, if I'm honest. If I want to look, there after that route started from Haaland, you're like, fuck. You're like, this is gonna get bad. But guess who scored? Guess who? Guess 3-0 again. This guy. Now
That guy.
I saw 3 goals by the 60th, but I'm like, and then Haaland comes off. And I was like, yes, this is exactly what I want to see. Julian Alvarez. But I thought, okay, maybe it's going to be a 4-0 now.
Yeah, no,
Wolves-
it looked like one of those ones where all right, Haaland's done all this, Alvarez come pop one in, and then it'll
Yeah,
be 4-0. Yeah.
That's what the game looked like, but it just didn't. Yeah, I don't know. It was disappointing. The last 30 minutes, fucking bad game. I felt.
Yeah, it was just I don't know. Haaland he just taps it in.
But literally, that's it. I don't know. I just feel like
Genuinely, I think City. Last week I said Haaland makes City worse. I think in the long run they'll be better with Haaland,
yeah, absolutely.
but they just need to adjust to playing with an actual number 9.
Um,
Whereas I gave you the question last week, Haaland or Kane in that City team.
mhm.
What did you say? I think you said
Actually, I
You
went
said
with
Haaland.
Haaland. I think I went with Haaland, but I said Kane. Said long term Haaland, but Kane if I want to win now.
Yeah, spot on. That's what I'm thinking. So Kane will help you more when you're struggling, right? And that's what Haaland needs to add to his game. Kane will come deep, collect the ball, try and make something happen.
Yeah.
You know, Kane will, pop one in from outside the box. He'll, he'll do a lot more different things, whereas Haaland will just tap the
He
ball,
can't.
ball in. But Haaland will. I have seen him do, a bit of link up play here, a bit of that. But correct me if I'm wrong. I swear I do not remember a single goal he scored from outside the box.
He's yeah, no, you're right.
And at most of the time he doesn't need to, which is fair enough. But I think if he adds those types of things to his game, it will help when City's struggling.
yeah, I feel like
Which you've seen, they've needed that little extra bit from him at times this season. Like when they've struggled against United, when they've struggled against Newcastle. If he could just do it a little bit more, because he'll spend half the game, he'll spend the whole game, he'll get 3 touches of the ball all games, but score a hat-trick, right? But it won't always be like that. Sometimes City won't have the ball as much, so they won't be able to feed him as much. So he needs to kind of come in, help out, offer something different.
No, but that's where City need to change their tactics, because it doesn't allow for Haaland to come back as a false nine. He's a striker purely.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
for Dortmund,
That's why I say
Dortmund, he would come back. He would recover the ball, like you're saying, run up the pitch, 1-2, bang, go through in. But City don't play like that. Like we've mentioned, I think City, they just like to have the ball on him more preferably, instead of getting rid of it straight away in an attempt to score a goal. And they like to set up, and they cover every patch of grass. So he doesn't. There's always someone that's going to be there in his place, in that sense, to pick up the ball and bring it up. That's not his job in this team, in this City team.
That's where I think they're adjusting to playing like that. Because in the previous seasons they've been playing with, De Bruyne as a false nine, Foden as a false nine, something like that. So they're adjusting to playing with him like that. And I think it's struggling to start off with, but give it time and Pep will get them going.
You see these balls over the top De Bruyne sometimes gives to Haaland, just dinks it over.
Yeah.
That is, instead of Haaland running up that ball, it's De Bruyne running up that ball and giving it over to him. That's what I'm saying. Like, Haaland is just going to be looking to stay in the box.
Yeah.
And he's going to wait for someone to bring it up. He's looking around. And that's why he's always looking around him. He's always sussing out what's going on.
Yeah.
Sussing out. He's just running like along the line sometimes and just seeing where the space is. And he's like, okay, I'll run in through this guy, and then, whatever. So, and I think he's De Bruyne, and that's where De Bruyne needs to be praised, and Silva, when he's at his he's better. They read their strikers so well. They just know where they're going to be, and they know what they're thinking.
They haven't had to play like that for a while, is all. But
no, and that's where I think City's midfielders are more effective than their wingers at this stage at the moment.
Yeah,
and that's why City haven't been playing well, because their midfielders have.
Mahrez has been playing well though.
Their wingers have been killing it, but it's not enough. It's just not enough.
It's
You see it.
Yeah, I think they'll get in the long run. They'll adjust more to it, and they'll be very good. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they're shit. Okay, they've got. But it's to their own standards. They're a victim of their own standards, because they've won every league. What was it? 5 of the last 6 or 4 of the last 5.
Something sickening.
It's some stupid amount of points, and this season they've already dropped points 6 times, 3 losses, 3 draws. So that on its own, that's unreal. They're playing amazing, but compared to their standards normally. It's
they really reached their threshold a couple of seasons ago in terms of points dropped. They were 100 points. They copped and to get 100 points, man,
ridiculous.
You can't afford to drop points very often. No. So to stay up with Arsenal, City's definitely going to have to get that midfield back in shape. And just see exactly what's going to happen there with their matchups coming up. And we'll talk about that. I don't know who City. I forgot who City have this week. I think they might. Yeah, they got Spurs. So that might be a good week again. But we'll talk about that.
Rematch.
We'll talk about that.
Next up, we've got the feature game. Arsenal, Man United.
The game. The game.
I predicted 2-2, and Nketiah destroyed my hopes in the last minute. Sorry, not last minute. 88th minute. Or
your hopes.
Like that. Well, your hopes, but
your hopes.
I almost had 3 points
for this shitty little fucking wager we've got going. That game was high octane stuff.
Yeah.
It was both teams really going at it to win.
Some ridiculous goals.
Ah, mate, some crackers.
I don't know which was Rashford and Saka. I've been thinking all week which goal's better. And
Saka.
I can't.
Saka.
I think Saka's was a better shot, but Rashford like won the ball back and or something, and then got the ball back and then kind of skipped past someone and then shot or something. I don't even know.
He's such a pretty boy soccer player, man. Football player. He's just amazing.
It was one of those
on the field.
beautiful shots as well. Just power, lean forward, bang.
It was clean, and I don't think you're coming into another forward apart from his,
I'll give you
Nketiah on the other side of the pitch in better form at the moment. In regards to goal scoring.
I'll give you a little story about Rashford. So I was listening to a podcast recently with Aaron Ramsdale on it, and he was saying Rashford hits the ball harder than anyone he's ever seen. He said in England training, it's the type of shots that when Rashford takes a shot, even if it's side foot, Ramsdale's like, I want to get out of the way.
He's funny, Ramsdale, man.
He's like literally, that's one of the hardest hitters of the ball I've ever seen. He's like, I want to get out of the way in training. It's scary. Even side foot.
Let the big boys party, all right? But look, at the end of the day, I think Arsenal just played just that bit better, and they played better than us. They looked a lot more like themselves this time around. I think last game they didn't. Last game they struggled to keep themselves in the game, and we just kept running through them. But their midfield looked awesome. Partey, fuck me, man, like he looked amazing. And he did so well to nullify Anthony.
You were saying you weren't going to miss Casemiro, but you missed Casemiro.
When I say I wouldn't miss him, I just didn't think that would. I wasn't expecting us to control the game the same way that we have been with Casemiro, and we didn't need to control the game the way we have with Casemiro against Arsenal. I think another day this could have been our game, for sure. It's just it was at Emirates, so it's tough. The atmosphere was really hard there too. I think the whole stadium just knew what they were witnessing. This is going to be this has started a big old rivalry between us, and if there wasn't one already of recent nature, there's definitely one now. And I think head to head, 1-1. So let's bring it. We're up on goal difference, so come on, brother, let's go. I'm happy. I was pretty sad with the result, just quickly. I was humbled very quickly. It was a nice little title challenge for a little bit there. Yeah, the way you fucking put it to me,
the next day.
The next day, I'm like, I was so cut. I think I'm like, yeah, thanks. Like, I just didn't even. It's very unlike me to give you the fucking cold shoulder of a man. I hadn't been hurt by a game as like that in a long time, like Collingwood against Sydney. Anyway, prelim final. I don't want to bring that up. Anyway, it's just I feel like we just missed out. But look, there's more things to come. We played 90 minutes, and I was happy with what I saw. So that's it.
Yeah,
that's my take on the game, man.
I think the title challenge was fun while it lasted, bro. But Arsenal's going to win the league.
Yeah.
I think, genuinely...
That's like losing to your rivals. Because I know how it's like. I just want to know if you know. Because now
I know what it's like.
No, you don't.
What? Losing to...
Who?
Arsenal.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying this season.
Oh, we're in the same boat then.
That's what I'm saying, brother.
Nice.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to...
well, look,
back and forth.
I can't defend my team at the moment, but look...
That's what I'm like, you got this smirk in your face as though you've got legs to stand on. I'm just like, what? Like, you're going to open your mouth now.
Listen. I was about to stop talking about United, alright? I was about to praise Arsenal because they're doing very well.
Hurry up, keep going.
Look, Arsenal... I'm sick and tired of they're going to fall off, they're going to win the league. I think they're actually going to do it. All right? This is what... We've been saying that about Nketiah. Oh, he's not good enough. They need to sign a striker. No, look at him. Like, I was saying the same thing. But he's actually playing out of his damn skin.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone thought that was going to be Jesus is injured. They're done. They're going to fall off. Nah. Bro, throw something else in. Arteta is actually so good.
Don't put it
He's
all
good. Not all.
on Arteta.
Not all.
And can you get this right? He's 24 at the moment. He doesn't. It's
Yeah.
not like he's still young. He knows what he needs to do.
Yeah, and he's doing it.
And at the end of the day, Mikel doesn't have a choice who to put on
No,
the
no,
field
no,
in
no.
this regard.
No, but
And
I'm
I
not.
think Nketiah's just taken his opportunity.
I'm not saying
really well.
I'm not saying Arteta's a genius because of Nketiah. I think Arteta's just a great manager overall. To be honest with you,
to keep Nketiah
like,
in
because
the team, make
to
him feel
not-
like you know,
not
his
just
time will come,
Nketiah.
yeah,
The way he's managed the team, the way he's put the team together, it's just
everything's solid. No,
it's so good. And I don't think there's actually, if you look at the team, the only world class player there for me is Odegaard. I think the rest of the team are just very good players. I think Saka could be, but I think it's Odegaard. I think it's Odegaard.
Saliba's the closest one next. I think.
Yeah.
In terms of world class.
Yeah.
And Partey potentially if he wants to stay consistent.
Yeah.
Um.
But these are just very good players that are in very good form all together, working perfectly together, in sync. But then I think Odegaard's just...
seasons.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the rebuild. That's what's happened. That's what's happening with you guys as well. You're on your way there too.
Yeah. No, I get that. I know that.
And Chelsea's just starting it now.
No,
I think.
you guys,
I think.
you
I don't.
guys, your turnaround's usually
you
a lot
know-
quicker.
Yeah, Chelsea's rebuilds last 10 minutes.
A lot
Well, this
quicker.
one.
Yeah.
They last one transfer window.
And then somehow you'll win something at the end.
What just won the Champions League?
It's fucked. Right. So yeah,
Anyways,
I think that Arsenal team still very young.
I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna fall off. This is what we said about Leicester. Leicester didn't fall off. Now we're saying about Arsenal, but Arsenal will not fall off. I think it's done. I don't think. I'm speaking so early,
they're too.
but I want. You know what? I'd rather Arsenal win it than City. And I think you'd agree with that. You'd rather Arsenal win it than
I've
City.
seen it so much. I feel like I've like Stockholm syndrome with City. Meaning like
Oh, it's just easy.
do
Do
whatever
like,
you
oh,
want.
whatever. Just win.
But of course I'd rather Arsenal win it.
Well, look, one because I don't hate City,
Still so
right?
many
I know
games to
you've
go.
got your rivalry with City, but for me it's more I want to see this era of the domination of City end. I want to see more
not
teams
gonna
in the mix.
end.
There.
It's not gonna
Not
end,
end, but I want to see more teams up there with them.
You realise
you
there's
know,
another 19 games left. There's another
Yeah.
half to the season for Arsenal.
I know. What? So you think City's gonna win?
Yeah,
Nah,
that's what I'm saying. I don't
I've
think
stopped.
Arsenal win it.
Nah, Arsenal's gonna stop
No, I
winning.
just don't. There's going to be one. Arsenal one hiccup away from
Yeah, you know what it
dropping
is.
out of the
Now,
race.
now that I've finally turned it around and said, okay, I think Arsenal won't fall off anymore. Now they'll do it.
I'm telling. I genuinely believe that their time will come. Their time will come to win the title too. But I just don't feel it now. I just don't feel it. I just don't. Even when they played us, I'm like, yeah, cool, but like, I feel like City dominate us more when we play them, even though we just beat them quite, not comfortably either. Actually, by the way,
No.
the scoreline looked flattering to us, if I'm honest. So I feel like if City can do that to us, it's just a matter of luck with the offside goal and us getting back into that game.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just feel like City are a better team. I think Haaland, dude, just please, like their midfield once they get it in line, no worries, mate. Done. Sorted.
Yeah.
Liverpool's, I can comfortably say, are out of the top four now. Comfortably.
Oh, Liverpool and Chelsea done. We're not
Done.
making top four.
Easy.
Europa.
Both,
If
yeah.
if one of us make Europa League, I'll be very surprised.
I don't think.
I don't think that'll even happen. But if that's why I was saying if one of us make Europa League, I'll be very surprised. But you top four definitely not. No
Well,
chance.
if we end up
No chance.
if we end up winning it and qualifying top four potentially, I don't know.
Unless Mudryk has the type of effect Bruno had when he joined you.
No chance.
Remember that January signing, and then he just
I
destroyed the second half of the
knew he was
season?
going to be a wizard. I said to my mate Matt, I said, dude, this guy is going to be a wizard. I don't care. And he's in 100 games. He's got something close to 100 goals and assists. So like 100% worth it every day
Yeah.
of the week.
Yeah.
And yeah, hopefully Mudryk has that effect on your team as well.
We'll see. I think it looks promising, but I'm only going off half an hour sample size, so
So
we'll
it's
see.
Fulham, Spurs.
I put a 1-0 Fulham, and
Spurs
it's
ended up
just
winning.
Spurs are so annoying, man.
They're just
They're
wildly
so
inconsistent.
annoying.
Against a Fulham team as well, I honestly thought they would have lost to. And Fulham have won 9 of their 21.
Fulham didn't play bad either.
What the dude? I just keep getting. They just keep sneaking up the ladder. Just go down. They're 7th. They're sitting 7th right now, which is just unbelievable.
They're literally in.
And they'll stick in that bottom half of the top 10.
I saw this
season,
crazy post when it was like, maybe it was a meme. It's like a Liverpool, like this guy with a happy face, and it's like Liverpool's reaction when they see Fulham dropping points in the Conference League race.
I laughed.
Like,
I've seen that.
Oh my god! Wow,
that killed me. Poor bastards.
Wait,
they've had their time coming.
Chelsea's not in this race. No, not even a mention.
They're not even mentioned.
This is rough, brother.
You'll be alright, mate. So, I don't really want to talk about that game.
Nah, look, that could have gone either way. That Fulham did not play bad at all, but Harry Kane just popped it in. It's just typical Spurs. I don't know what it is. I can't even pinpoint what it is about Tottenham. They're just really annoying.
They are annoying.
They're inconsistent. They play terrible. Then Harry Kane will save them. And then,
you're right. They should have been. It was a pretty even game.
What clause do they have in Harry Kane that keeps him signing new contracts?
They must have his mother tied up in a basement somewhere.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Honestly.
I don't know why he's still there. I swear she's been there for 10 years.
Yeah, like I said, he has to be...
Daniel Levy is just eating fucking food through a mailbox. Through like a pigeonhole or something.
Apparently Harry Kane is one of the best golfers in the Premier League.
Golfer?
Yeah.
Why is there even that stat?
I don't know, but apparently he's like... one of the best of the lot.
We're gonna wrap this up. This is going forever. This is actually going forever. I appreciate you guys listening. For those who lasted this whole time, I reckon we better wrap it up because we've been talking for so long.
Real quick, so how many points did you get?
So I got 3 correct scores. So I got 2 for 6.
You got 6. You got 6 points
this week. Yeah.
I got 1 correct score and then 3 right, so I got 6 as well.
1 correct score and 3 right. You got 5 in my laka.
1 correct score and 3 right. 1 correct score is 3 points.
Oh,
plus 3.
No, hang on. Correct. 3, 6. I'm on 9.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. I thought you did better. You get 3 points for a correct score.
I got 9. Well, I got 9 then. I got 9.
All right.
Fuck! Imagine getting correct scores for like the whole game week.
That's nuts. You get 30 points,
dude. Imagine the multi you put down too. Malaka. I've been thinking about going like when doing the previews, doing overs and unders, but I'm like, I don't want to make this into a sports bet thing.
Yeah,
that'd be whack.
Wow, look at that. We are level on points, 67 apiece.
I'm coming for you, brother. Don't worry about it.
Was that a Sue? Hey, if you're watching the video right now, rewind 10 seconds. You just saw a Sue from him.
Nah, my shoulders started getting sore.
Did they now?
My shoulder joints got a bit stiff.
Oh, yeah, okay.
All right, we're gonna jump into the preview episode, so hang tight. I don't know if it's
going to come out straight away. It might come out in a couple of days' time, but we will.
Generally speaking, though, we'll put the review out first, preview, and then
else. Usually. But
let's hope we upload.
We'll
if we didn't, whatever, sue me. Love you.
Make sure to follow us and keep the notification bell on so you can see when our next episode is posted.
For sure, I'm missing the Tsitsipas game right now, so this better well be worth it.
Is that game not done yet?
No, man, he dropped the 4th set. Anyway, so thank you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next episode.
See you next time. Laters.